it's too late. Who's gonna tell you things aren't so great? You can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. What who's gonna drive you home tonight? Who's gonna pick you up when you fall? Who's gonna hang it up when you call? Who's gonna pay attention to your dreams? Yeah, who's gonna plug their ears when you scream? You can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home tonight? Who's gonna hold it down when you shake? Who's gonna come around when you break? You can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home tonight? Oh, you know you can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home tonight?
I have 5,000 ounces of my breast milk stored in my freezer. It's not weird. It's a very natural thing. My name is Elizabeth. I am a mass milk producer. I have hyperlactation syndrome. My body makes 1.75 gallons a day. I have donated 700 gallons of my excess breast milk. That's twice the world record. Pumping is like an Olympic sport, and I am an elite, but it is not fun. My breasts wake me up in the morning because they're screaming, please do something about this. I have not gotten a day off in 3 years, but it makes a huge difference. I'm saving lives by donating. I'm a mother with a gift I can share. If you want breast milk, I have some.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, as the cleanup and the recovery efforts continue across our area, patience is understandably running thin for some people who are facing a very uncertain future.
And ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska is on Treasure Island as people are pleading for something to be done, and now.
I'm Michael Paluska here at Sunset Beach, and we just talked to a gentleman who was practically irate because he's been going in and out of this area. It's a long walk down through these dunes, but no one's being let in that lives here. Just contractors and FEMA and police. And look, you can see these guys are carrying gallons of gasoline. People are trying to lug their ice in. There's people carrying their children. And he was extremely angry that they said, FEMA's in control, we can't do anything. But all these items that they're trying to get in and out, like ice, food, check on their properties, take out valuables because of looters, they got to walk it in and out. So this was him trying to get answers from FEMA just a few minutes ago.
You're going to send it to the right people so that they can help the necessary residents. So you can help the residents. Here, you are not helping the residents. Okay, but why did you stop it 3 days ago when the people need help now?
And another resident we spoke to who's been shuttling things back and forth on her bike also told us she feels as though this area, Sunset Beach, Treasure Island, has been abandoned. What's your message for the state and for the federal government? He wants
Get down here and help us. Get here. We need help here now. We need it now.
And so here's the thing. We just talked to the PIO for Treasure Island. He says they're not trying to make people lug all their stuff back and forth a mile to their homes. They just can't let all these cars through and cause a traffic jam when they're trying to restore the power, fix the water grid, clear debris, and move these tons and tons of sand. So we're still trying to get information about when they might get back in. They do have golf carts now, 4 of them. They're trying to get more. They're shuttling people back and forth. Today is the first day they were able to get that in, but obviously, as you saw, emotions are still running extremely high. People lost everything. When they might get back in, they do have golf carts now, 4 of them. They're trying to get more. They're shuttling people back and forth. Today is the first day they were able to get that in, but obviously, as you saw, emotions are still running extremely high. People lost everything. We're here on Sunset Beach, Michael Paluska. And so we're still trying to get information about when they might get back in. They do have golf carts now, 4 of them. They're trying to get more. They're shuttling people back and forth. Today is the first day they were able to get that in, but obviously, as you saw, emotions are still running extremely high. People lost everything. People back and forth. Today is the first day they were able to get that in, but obviously, as you saw, emotions are still running extremely high. People lost everything. People back and forth. Today is the first day they were able to get that in, but obviously, as you saw, emotions are still running extremely. ice in, there's people carrying their children, and he was extremely angry that they said FEMA's in control, we can't do anything, but all these items that they're trying to get in and out, like ice, food, check on their properties, take out valuables because of looters, they got to walk it in and out. So this was him trying to get answers. Also told us she feels as though this Treasure Island, he says they're not trying to make people lug all their stuff back and forth a mile to their homes. They just can't let all these cars through and cause a traffic jam when they're trying to restore the power, fix the water grid, clear debris, and move these tons and tons of sand. So we're still trying to get information about when they might get back in. They do have golf carts now, 4 of them. They're trying to get more. They're shuttling people back and forth. Today is the first day they were able to get that in, but obviously, as you saw, emotions are still running extremely high. People lost everything. We're here on Sunset Beach. Michael Paluska, ABC Action News.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on.
Dachau's the leading concentration camp. It was the one that Germany would send the people who were going to be commandants and work at camps. This was the camp that was the premier camp that they would send other people to train as to how you run a concentration camp. 32,000 people died at Dachau. Not all Jews. A lot of them were political prisoners. A lot of them were Polish Catholics. When the American soldiers liberated Dachau, there were like 4,000 corpses that were stacked around waiting to be burned. They had fitted one of these rooms, I think it was one near the end, as a shower room that now they realized it had never been used. When I was there, when I was 17, they were saying at that point in time that it had been used, and this is how they exterminated the Jews. But the plan was that you get them to line up and you tell them that before they can enter into the camp, you're going to delouse them. So you make them take off all their clothes because it's a lot easier to sort through, to get the money and to get their stuff if they've taken off all their clothes. And then you herd them into a room and then you give them poison gas and you kill them. They didn't start implementing that, but that was their plan. This is where humanism leads. As we look and see what the end of humanism is, we should think of Dachau. When man starts to say, I get to make my own laws, that's how you get people standing there watching people starve to death and say they shouldn't do anything. That's how you see them make lampshades out of human skin. They had lost the idea that man is made in the image of God. And, you know, when the Reformation's in ascendancy, the weak and the poor are taken care of. When it's in decline, the weak and the poor are destroyed. And we're in a nation where humanism is on the ascendancy. We should never think, well, that happened in Germany, but it can never happen here. Why not? Why couldn't it happen here? These sins aren't the sins that are new to mankind, but God still rules, and God still is victorious, and God still loves his church, and there will be another time when the Reformation is in ascendancy, when the worship of the true God is in ascendancy. But we should be prepared for this season. But this is also what it looks like when a movement's at its death throes, literally, is it won't continue for long. Could be another 50 years, but it won't continue for long in the scope of history before God uses it to cleanse his church, and his church comes back and comes back to the preaching of the word, comes back to faithfully declaring that God is Lord and man is not. When the country, and our country, is busy saying man is Lord, then it ends up at Dachau. When we say God is Lord, it ends up in Geneva. May we say God is Lord. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also visit www.discerninghistory.com for more videos and other resources.
To brush aside America's responsibility as a leader, and more profoundly our responsibilities to our fellow human beings under such circumstances, would have been a betrayal of who we are. Some nations may be able to turn a blind eye to atrocities in other countries. The United States of America is different. And as president, I refuse to wait for the images of slaughter and mass graves before taking action.
Yo, what up, YouTube? What up, what up, what up? Looks like YouTube has deleted some of my content for medical misinformation when the video was about artificial intelligence and technology. They've done this twice when I've talked about artificial intelligence, that they've deleted my video. But anyways, in that video, I guess for one statement, I mentioned Compound V. All right, if you're familiar with what I'm talking about, around COVID times, you know, they came out with a series called The Boys, and people were injecting themselves with this Compound V. So just by mentioning that, it was like one statement. They took down the whole video for medical misinformation. And the other videos, they didn't talk about Compound V at all. And what I think is interesting about Compound V is more so than the LGBT or the Jews is any mention of Compound V, and you know, in any negative light, you could get your content taken down. You know, you could get your channel potentially taken down. Who knows, man? But it's like very serious, like on some like if you see something, say something type of shit. And I think that's because like YouTube may be an international company. So they may be subjected to the WHO, the World Health Organization, which means the World Health Organization is doing contact tracing and COVID mapping and all of this, and they have some type of oligarchical setup where the WHO is checking behind YouTube regarding individuals' free speech. If they mention Compound V, and you could be subject to have your videos taken down. So in terms of like a one world government or something like that, we already seem to have this with like the World Health Organization, which has an incredible amount of power, because you remember YouTube at first was definitely not pertained to censorship, you know. And during the time of COVID, we also got, you know, T-boned by political correctness and pronouns and things of this nature, and this created a bubble in which individuals can communicate in the same way despite having free speech. And so one of the biggest factors that seems to be being tested right now is, you know, free speech. I'm entitled to my opinion, and I'm not given medical information whatsoever. I'm just simply stating how I feel about it. And this is getting very Orwellian in a subtle type of way, but not so subtle. You know, it's very overt when it comes to Compound V. You know, but you know, the LGBT community, you know what I'm saying, and the sensitivities of their end connected with this enamel of wokeness, you know what I'm saying. It's just as a veneer. I can't say anything too much deeper than that on it. You know, has made some things has made it difficult for individuals to communicate with one another. In regards to Compound V, I feel like this: if there are still misconceptions and people still are curious in regards to the feelings in regarding of Compound V, rather than silence the lambs, why not answer the questions? That's all it would take, is just answering the questions. But for many other things where there's misinformation, considering news or politics, which is probably going away per censorship, is if I could be misinformed about that and I can have an opinion about that, I could say whatever I want to say on YouTube and my video will be up. But when it comes to this one thing, man, you know, this is a very major step in the progression of any form of big government and this techno oligarchy that we exist inside of, due to an occlusion of sensitivity, where individuals can express how they feel about certain things, or certain things have become taboo that should be commonplace. You know, it should be commonplace that one could talk about Compound V and its effects and things of this nature. So it would seem that society has been subjected to a cover-up of their own story, you know, out of the guise of health concern. We have churned up political concerns regarding free speech here in America. I find this to be interesting. In this video, I have the different elements of the Star Force game, which came out each life cycle, and how they've improved each game over the course of time. But the original stationary shooter game, you know, was, you know, megapixel. You know, it was pixelated and what have you, and each life cycle has gotten better. And I showed you also the clip of Zombie Raid, where it mentions not humans on part of the advertisement. And this first-person shooter game was here, like one of the very first games that we had as far as video game apps. Okay. And this video game app was created and worked on during Entrance. This is one of the oldest games online. Also, if you have Solitaire, the kind that has a magic wand, where, you know, you have to ask Solitaire for a winning deal. But even if it gives you a winning deal, a lot of the times solitaire doesn't come through. And this comes to term that there's 52 cards in a deck, and it's a single player game. So you should never come up short in solitaire. You should always be able to finish a game of solitaire. But where a game of solitaire can't be finished is a mystery. And many people now use auto pay and do so many things automatically, through some automation process, that when it comes to managing money and places where the system can cheat, it seems that it will with certain individuals. That's why you have to go in with your identity and everything else like that. So no matter what I download under the identity of Google Play under my name, there's already, a certain difficulty set out for me. And I realized when I was in Blue Springs Walmart, which is more has even more white people than out here. I gotta tell you, man, these kids, Spectrum or not, man, when it came to video games or brain games on their phone, they were way like hundreds of levels ahead of me. And I gotta tell you, like on my stages, it was like I get to stage 34 in this woodblock game, and it's like impossible. I get impossible pieces. I read the pieces. I see when it's more than likely pertaining to a pattern when I originally started, going to lay down a certain piece if I was lacking a piece. And it just went to like never giving me the pieces I needed, and the system was exactly playing against me. So when you have people who manage their lives through an automated system, and everything is so automated every now and again, the difference between knowledge and wisdom is wisdom will have morals and ethics, oftentimes in place, where knowledge has an aptitude of physicality, and this carnality pertains to the psychology of survival of the fittest, meaning where one can cheat, they will cheat if necessary. And this I find with minorities and certain demographics in areas with the AI system, things are far more difficult than other places demographically that has white people, which shows a false statistic of my people's true intelligence according to the algorithm. And this system of a down has us set forth as first fruits. So therefore, this is a situation that is meant to break apart the black nuclear family and to hinder the mind of black men. Take for instance, knowing all these applications and how much information, everything from jobs to a profile online to posting up on the internet. Your identity is taken, okay, and then based upon whether you are liked or not, or some developers' idea of what they would want for society, things will rather become easier or difficult for you. But generally for minorities, it is more difficult. The brain games you play on your app is not the same as your white friends, and so on and so forth. And I'm not saying this with all white people. White people that pertain to a certain tax bracket, you may find that you have a more difficult time either. And you'll be like, it just won't add up what other things people do. And when you see them play a game, it can't be that many savants. You understand? So when I'm going to post up this advert. It's a YouTube original. Go figure that. Logan Paul is in it, and it's called The Thinning. And I was bringing this out earlier. This is a movie about, allegedly they take out, the students in society that were lacking in their grades because they were figured to be incompetent or a hindrance to society. And basically if you make the proper grade, then or a high enough grade, then you won't be thinned out. But every so often out of those bunches, what this system would do is it would take one of the smartest ones, okay, and the system would fail that individual intentionally, okay, to create a sacrifice. So when you talk about Christ and first fruits and everything else like this in a system of a down, the entire matrix or system that you exist inside of is set against you in this upside down. All right. So You know, the fact of the matter is if AI cheats, which I found it cheats commonly with me, you could be lacking funds, you could be lacking things that you should have had, and all of your business becomes risky, and the world becomes very dark. And I guess you would correlate this with a type of Illuminati, but this system was designed, and it was designed this way. All right. So, and this links into that Nazi situation, so on and so forth. So what they really tried to do is jack your body, right? Like steal your body and be a banshee. But if they can't do that, then a lot of times through systematic means, this form of racism will trickle down, and basically people get caught up in the system and become targeted by the system. All right, which is artificial intelligence. This is a spirit, okay, a principality of the air, and a spirit that works in the children of disobedience. So when you get into smart dust or nanites, or when you see that game called gamer, and this is a gamer type of society, because now people identify as gamers, you know what I'm saying? You could be interacting with a UFO or someone that's being controlled via smart dust or some type of spiritual possessor. All right, so things are set against the black man in this situation, and this is what it is, man. Let me see. This is what it is, and you know, I'm gonna show on here. You know, America does have concentration camps. You know, you got individuals that could change times and laws. You got you know, you gotta, there's an interesting world here, and everything down to the AI game, so that if you continue to play a brain game or a certain game and you find that you have more of a difficult time than others, they will prescribe you a drug, all right, that will help you focus more. I mean, if this doesn't sound like the fix-it pill or any form of Nazi test, German scientists, Operation Paperclip, that they got a pill that you could literally sit on your ass and watch paint dry for hours with this pill, is the type of pill, you know what I'm saying, that they give to kids that have ADHD. And if you are not in this world or do not operate according to this principality of the air, okay, if you are not a gamer, so to speak, then you're pretty much outcast. You feel me? And if that system, as an overall system, just like in transhumanism, control the people, all right, you are set free or unplugged from this matrix by Christ, then, you know, you're gonna have a certain amount of trouble, it would appear, all your days. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. It's a fucked up system. It's a system of a fail. It eats its own children, even. You understand what I'm saying? But with that being said, I'm gonna play some clips. I got a clip in here where this woman talks about mother milk, which they're going to start producing in factories, and all of these things, which with the Roe v. and Wade, echoes to the point of the end of natural, any type of natural birth by conception between man and woman, but the introduction of designer babies and man going in the course of his own way via knowledge and technology. You know what I'm saying? But I say this shit with love, man. Peace and blessings be with you all. You know what I'm saying? I hit on many topics. I guess maybe this will be Charlie Brown Beatnik 4. You know what I'm saying? And the clips, you know, for the most part, you know, I just got them in there. You know, they all go together, but they don't run. They might not run in necessary order because I had to do these portions of the video separate. You feel me? But for my band content, I guess you could just go to BitChute. You know what I'm saying? But for YouTube, it's like, it's hit or miss, because they nitpick things and they don't send it in for human review, and basically the AI is just against me. It's aware of me and I'm aware of it. All right. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out. Oh, and I got another thing on here where Donald Trump talks about the Space Force, and he got some dude on there, right, that he gives his job back, because they even have a flag for the Space Force. I have all that in here, but they got this dude where they give him his job back, right, as a Space Force. And I just want to ask you one thing, man. Considering the budget that we have, that, you know, our former president Joseph Biden was working with, where does Trump find this extra money to roll a salary for a Space Force to return an individual's job? You know what I'm saying? And it's not me hating on, you know, him or this brother, but I'm just saying, like, I don't see, I mean, obviously the brother working for the Space Force is going to get paid considerably more than an individual from Border Control, which he's hollered and screamed was most important. So him seeing him this early on return an individual's job onto the Space Force, you know what I'm saying, considering salary and wages and what he just screamed to be most important, you know, echoes at the fact that the elite are trying to leave the planet or go into underground bunkers and leave the rest of the world behind, man. Like Elysium, like that movie Elysium or something. You know what I'm saying? To make us into scavengers. It's not in a good way, man. Elon Musk wears an Occupy Mars shirt. You know what I'm saying? This has become like a plantation planet. You know? That's what it looks like it's going into. We're literally hanging in limbo. Peace and blessings be with you all. I'm out.
Hey Flip, what's up? My name is Logan Paul and I play Blake in The Thinning, coming to YouTube Red this October. Check out the official trailer for my new movie, The Thinning.
How many sides does a pentagon have?
5.
What causes disease?
Bacteria.
How many letters are in the alphabet?
26.
Take your time. Focus on the equation. You're going to do great.
I love you.
I love you so much.
What if only the smartest boys and girls got to live here?
We are the #1 most educated population in 196 countries.
You'll have 2 hours to complete the test. All grades are final. Here are the results. No.
Okay, let's go. Lena Michaels. What?
Ellie Harper.
We have to do something, Dad.
I'm sorry, son. My hands are tied.
If my dad wants to stand by this system, he's gonna have to stand by a system that put his own son to death.
Get the hell out of here.
System is down. Commence containment mode.
There is a story developing at Vista Point High School.
Something's not right. There's no way I failed that test.
Oh my God, Lena.
Kellen, can you help me?
You need to see this.
We're going live right now. We need to find where they keep the test.
Take her to the thinning.
There are those that say the thinning is barbaric. Is it barbaric to be the best? If you don't support our great society, then you are a parasite.
We're in this together.
Do you know what we do with parasites? We wash them out!
Are we approved to commence the thinning?
You are approved.
God knows you lonely souls. God knows you lonely souls. place. I believe there's a day and a place that we will go to, and I know you wanna share. There's no secret to living. Just keep on walking. There's no secret to dying. Just keep on flying. I'm gonna die in a place that don't know my name. I'm gonna die in a space that don't hold my name. I believe there's a time when the cord of life should be cut, my friends. I believe there's a time when the cord can be cut and this vision ends. But I'm gonna die in a place that don't know my name. And I'm gonna cry in a space that don't hold my name. Just keep on
otherwise might get sucked into an aircraft's engine. It's quite possible for a crew to lose both their aircraft and their lives before even leaving.
Thank you, Mr. President. We now have time for one last question. So our last question.
Make this a good one.
Our last one comes from Matthew. Matthew? He was an F-15 pilot. I won't hold that against you.
Here, I got it. Mr. President, first off, I want to speak on behalf of everyone here and say thank you for taking time tonight to speak with our troops.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We got a lot of good-looking men in this audience, don't we, huh? And a lot of good-looking women also, by the way. Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to revisit something you've talked about already. My name is Matt Lohmeyer. I was an Air Force F-15 pilot, and I was a commander in your newly created U.S. Space Force. I am also the first veteran of the Space Force because under the Biden-Harris regime, I was fired from my command and lost my pension for criticizing DEI trainings that were rampant in the military. Those trainings are still dividing our troops, and thank you for saying you would fire those few woke generals who are a big problem.
Big on.
I'm going to suggest that it might, in fact, require ongoing oversight and a persistent, consistent, watchful eye within the Pentagon to ensure this monster never returns to the Defense Department. Will you consider establishing a special task force, office, or position to ensure that these monsters never return to the Defense Department?
You know what I'll do? And I'm pretty good at this stuff. Sometimes you get it wrong. I'm going to put you on that task force. I think it's good. Not going to do better than him. I'll put you on. Make sure you give the name. Thank you. Beautiful. Right? I have your approval?
Yes, sir.
I have your approval? We're not going to get better than him. You're right about it. You're right. 100%. Thank you.
더 높이 세상 넘어서 우주 밖으로 다 괜찮아 널 위한 내가 여기에 서 있으니 보고 싶은 널 그리며 네 이름을 크게 불러봐 난 날아가 저 멀리 하늘 속 작은 집을 지어 널 초대해 우리 둘만의 시공간을 뛰어넘어 바람아 우리 좀 더 세게 밀어줘 구름아 우리 마음껏 감싸 안아줘 아무도 우리 찾지 못하게 해 아무도 우리 보지 못하게 해 다 날아가 저 멀리로 다 날아가 저 하늘로 다 날아가 하늘로 다 날아가 저 멀리로 다 날아가 저 하늘로
This is the presentation of the Space Force flag. So we've worked very hard on this, and it's so important from a defensive standpoint, from an offensive standpoint, from every standpoint there is. As you know, China, Russia, perhaps others started off a lot sooner than us. We should have started this a long time ago, but we've made up for it in spades. We have developed some of the most incredible weapons anyone's ever seen, and it's moving along very rapidly, and we have tremendous people in charge. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to just start by asking some of those folks to say a few words and the importance strategically, militarily, and even from a pure civilian standpoint, and from bringing our economy back. Everything is going to help so much, all made right here in the USA. And it's going to be very special, very important. Space Force, first time in 72 years plus that we've opened up a new branch of the United States military. The Air Force, I believe, was the last one. And so we have Air Force, and not since the Air Force has anything like this happened, and now we have Space Force added on with full honors, I must add, with full honors. So today we're here for a very important, it's really an important occasion because we're unfurling the flag, and with us is Chief Master Sergeant Roger Toberman, and he is, I'd like you to say exactly, because his rank is a very special rank. Tell us about that rank.
Yes, sir. I'm the Senior Enlisted Advisor for the United States Space Force.
The highest sergeant by far, right?
Yes, sir. And at the moment, the only one. So I give counsel to the Secretary and to the President.
This rank is custom designed.
Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, that's it.
And he's the only airman that wears that rank, and will be the only airman that wears that rank. He's the Senior Enlisted.
That's fantastic, and I heard tremendous things about you, Roger. It's a very important position. Thank you. You're with all these generals, but you know what? He's an important guy, right? So why don't we go ahead and do it? Let's do it. Yes, please.
Thank you.
Fantastic, Roger. I'll walk over. That is great. You stay right there. That's fantastic. Isn't that great? Please get in the picture. That's beautiful.
Mr. President, you will stand in your office alongside the other service flags.
Very, very great honor. It's a great honor. That's a beautiful flag, too. Roger, hold that up so they can see. That's really beautiful. Wow. That's a big day. That's a big day.
Can somebody explain the logo?
General Raymond? So the delta in the middle is a symbol that the space community has used for years and years and years. The North Star signifies our core value, our guiding light, if you will. And the orbit around the globe signifies the space capabilities that fuel our American way of life and our American way of war.
That's great. I'm going to do this for Roger. Dear Roger, please don't put this on eBay tonight. Here, Roger. Come here, Roger. And we're going to sign. Okay. Roger, that's for you.
Thank you so much.
That's for you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's do it. This is great stuff. Okay. Let's see. I think we have no choice, right, General? Come on over here. Good luck.
Mr. President, thank you.
Good luck.
I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks for your
Fantastic.
honor.
And these are going for everybody, please. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Roger. Thank you very much. Mark, you're all set. General, come on over here. General Kellogg's been fantastic, done a great job. He's working on a special project now, aren't you? Huh?
I'm sure.
Very special project. Okay. Great.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
In space, the United States is going to do Colonel Glenn proud. We are finally going to lead again. You see what's happening. You see the rockets going up left and right. You haven't seen that for a long time. Very soon we're going to Mars. You wouldn't have been going to Mars if my opponent won. That I can tell you. You wouldn't even be thinking about it. Space is a war-fighting domain, just like the land, air, and sea. We may even have a space force. Develop another one. Space Force. We have the Air Force, we have the Space Force. We have the Army, the Navy. You know, I was saying it the other day because we're doing a tremendous amount of work in space. I said, maybe we need a new force. We'll go with the Space Force. And I was not really serious. And then I said, what a great idea. Maybe we'll have to do that.